Philip to Evelyn, Sunday, August 17th, 8:15 p.m. My sweet, your hubby had a bad day today. I just, 8:15 p.m., got off KP. Starting at 6:30 a.m., I worked like a dog all day with hardly 5 minutes to breathe. This, coupled with the fact that I didn't hear from you yesterday, and the feeling that I should be home with you this weekend, and fellows, girlfriends, and wives and families all over the place, and the prediction by the top kick that we may not get home Labor Day made me pretty darn blue. The bottom seems to have dropped out of everything. What I wouldn't give to be with you and hold you close for only a moment, baby. I feel the need of you more than ever. The minutes between now and the weekend will be eternities. As yet, I have heard nothing concerning my discharge. The impression of groping in a dark tunnel for the exit into the light is strong within me. It is not a good feeling. The impression is almost universal. At least 50% of the boys in my company are gone or going. They're enlisting in the regular army, 4.5 years, the Air Corps, Coast Artillery, all 4.5-year enlistments. Why? Because they're going crazy, literally. They'll do anything to get out of this particular outfit, hoping that conditions aren't quite as bad elsewhere. Out of the original 36 men in our platoon, there remain only 19, and so it goes right through the whole company. I'm so knocked out, sweetheart mine, that I can hardly think to write. Besides, you wouldn't enjoy reading what I have to say. At this particular moment, my thoughts are very black indeed. So before I spoil any more nice white paper with vituperation, I'll sign off hastily, but not before I tell you that nothing in this crazy, incomprehensible world of ours has the slightest chance of dimming the joy that is mine in loving you and being loved by you, my wife. I almost forgot to warn, page 2, you dearest, that you may not hear from me a few days next week. We have almost a solid week of night maneuvers scheduled, and I may not get the opportunity to write. If perchance a day goes by without a letter from me, dear, you can rest assured that the message is, I adore you. Good night, sweet, and please forgive me if I've caused you any distress in recounting my tale of woe. That's the price one has to pay sometimes for constant corresponding. One doesn't get a chance to forget his troubles between letters. Yours as ever, Phil. P.S. I'll need money, $5 if possible, if I'm to come home this weekend. Ev to Phil, August 18th, 1941. My darling, Saturday evening wasn't so bad after all. Mickey and Charlie, who had leave from Friday night until Monday morning, asked me to join them. Charlie treated. We saw a woman's face and then had refreshments. Charlie said, I wonder what Phil will think about my treating his wife. We were supposed to go bowling, but when I had changed into my flat shoes, I was too tired and hit the hay instead at 1:15. I awoke Sunday morning at 10:45 and turned around to kiss you, but lo and behold, no Phil. To say I was disappointed would be putting it mildly. By the time I dressed and Jack, page 2, and I had breakfast, it was 1 p.m. We bought the Sunday paper and read for about an hour. Then I sewed for an hour. At 3, I felt very drowsy, so I napped until 5 o'clock. Mrs. Greitzer asked me to eat at Horn and Hardart with her, and I did. I gave Jack money to eat out, and he had plans for the evening. I intended to see Caught in the Draft, but spent the night on the porch talking and listening, believe it or not, to a few women from the street. Harry returned from the shore rather early. We had ice cream, and I went straight to bed. The end of an eventful day. Page 3. I awoke early and cleaned. I used the polish Mom bought at Mrs. Greitzer's demonstration on the furniture. It's marvelous. The furniture looks as though it was just bought. About 1:15, Sam strolls in and says, "We were just married." I was worried when I failed to receive mail from you and was more than glad to see Sam. I'm enclosing the $5 you asked for. Sam and Edna looked so happy. I seem to relive that same moment just after we were married almost 5 months ago. Seems like yesterday. My father paid me a visit, and I sat, page 4, and gabbed with him for an hour. Myra called me this morning, and I called her this evening. She cannot stay with me. She has too much to do at home. I'm going out now to see if I can get you some stamps. I have the darndest time getting them in this neighborhood. Bob's mother is going to throw a, quote, sending off, unquote, party for Yale tomorrow night. Maybe I'll go. Incidentally, tomorrow is the, quote, big day, end quote, at the draft board. Keep your fingers crossed, honey. We need you. In the meantime, sweet, I'm yours, heart, body, and soul. Evelyn. P.S. When do you expect to get in? Friday night or Saturday?